Okay, so we are in Unit 2 now, and we're going to start with Lesson 2, Introducing Proportional Relationships with Tables. And our learning goal is let's solve problems involving proportional relationships using tables. So we're going to start out with a notice and wonder, paper towels by the case. So here's a table that shows how many rolls of paper towels a store receives when they order different numbers of cases. So when they order one case, they get 12 rolls of paper towels, 3 cases, 36, 5, 60, and 10, 120. So what do you notice about the table? Well, I notice that as the number of cases increase, the number of rolls increase. I notice this times 2 right here. So it looks like, oh, that reminds me of scales when we did the scale factor. And if I look here, I have another one. This one's times 3 and this one's times 3. So I notice a scale. The other thing I notice is that going from here to here, it looks like I have, let's see, this is times 12 to get here. 3 times 12 is 36, 5 times 12 is 60, and 10 times 12 is 120. So it looks like I have some kind of relationship going this way in this table as well. All right, so what do I wonder? Well, I wonder what that relationship is and how that relates to what we're doing today. So I hope you had some different notice and wonders. All right, so we're going to start out by talking about feeding a crowd. How many of you have ever cooked rice? How about eating a spring roll? I've never had a spring roll, but I do cook rice. So a recipe says that 2 cups of dry rice will serve 6 people, and they're asking us to complete the table as you answer the questions. So this story is about rice, and it looks like we have 2 cups of rice will serve 6 people. And then they're asking us how many people will 10 cups of rice serve. So they kind of set us up with a little table here. So we went from 2 to 6 and 3 to 9. So is there a relationship here? Well, we're going to call this our X column, and we're going to call this our Y column. And we're going to do a y over x. So I'm going to add a third column to this table and see if there's a relationship. So if I take y, that's 6, and divide it by 2, that gives me 3. So what that's saying is 2 times 3 equals 6. Oops, let me move that over a little bit so you can see it. Let's see if that holds true here. Well, if I take 9 divided by 3, that is also going to give me 3. So it kind of makes sense that when you have a recipe, a certain number of cups is going to feed a certain number of people, and that's going to hold true. If you remember back to 6th grade, you did the unit rate. You found how many for 1 cup. How many people will it feed for 1 cup? So this is kind of what we're doing. And this number right here is once again a multiplier. It's not the scale factor. We're going to call that the constant of proportionality. And what you found it in 6th grade was the unit rate. So this is saying 3 cups of rice will feed 1 cup of rice will feed 3 people. I said it backwards at first. All right, so if we're following the same pattern that we have here, we've multiplied times 3, so we're going to multiply times 3 here, and we're going to get, it will feed 30 people. So how many people will 10 cups of rice feed? It will feed 30 people. All right, the next question asks, how many cups of rice are needed to serve 45 people? Well, now we're not going this way like we were here. We did times 3. So what do you think we're going to do to go back to that? Well, let's think about it. If we did 30 How do we get to 10? We divide by 3. If we take 9 and divide by 3, do we get 3? If we take 6 and divide by 3, do we get 2? Yes, so if we're going back in our table, if we're trying to find the x, then we are going to divide by 3. So 45 divided by 3 is 15. So it looks like we can feed 45 people with 15, and my pencil just died, 15 cups of rice. Okay?